It's the biggest plague in all of sports right now. That's right, folks. Today, we're talking about fun. Welcome back to Hear Me Out, the most trustworthy sports show on the entire internet. I'm your host, Ed Maynard, and today, I'm sick. I'm also tired. I'm sick and I'm tired. And boy, am I tired of feeling sick. Why is that? Is it because my oxy plug moved away? No. Is it because my wife has made me sleep on the couch the last few nights? Could be, but also no. It's because sports are in disarray right now. What used to be a thriving industry is quickly falling apart in front of our very eyes. Don't let the big leagues and the big companies fool you. Sports as we know it are being ruined. Why is this happening, Ed? Is it the crime rates amongst the active players? Is it the programs that are exploiting players for money? Is it the toxic workplace culture that these teams have, specifically towards women? Ladies and gentlemen, the thing that's tearing sports apart is touchdown dances. In the past few years, the NFL has transformed, and folks, it's not a glow up. It's morphed from being a true dictatorship, an admirable example of power and order, and it's turned into a middle school dance. Left and right, these players are making absolute jackasses of themselves, and more importantly, the teams they represent. Back in my day, players used to have grit, and now they have the goddamn gritty. Instead of doing work in the lab, they're too busy working on their dab. Where did we go wrong? You're making a mockery of football and turning it into a Macarena. There's one person to blame for this utter catastrophe: Chad Johnson. This man didn't care about anyone but himself, and it showed up Sunday after Sunday after Sunday. Look at this list of crimes that this man committed against the sanctity of the sport. Chad Johnson ushered in a new era of NFL football, and it's not a good thing. He told these players that it's okay to spend more time practicing dance moves than practicing routes. And boy, has our league followed Mr. Cinco's lead in the worst way possible. Since then, we've seen an uptick in players who care more about winning Dancing with the Stars than they do about winning a Super Bowl. Why is this a bad thing? One word: individuality. When players individualize themselves and put themselves above the team, it goes against everything I believe. It's why I also hate tattoos, avocados, voicing your opinion, and expressing yourself with clothing. When has an individual player ever won a championship? You can't name a single time because it's never happened. Teams win, not players. And every time a player goes out there and does that "look at me, I'm so hot" crap, they separate themselves from their team. Our kids used to look up to heroes like Doug Flutie, Ed McCaffrey, Jason Sehorn, and now they're seeing people like Justin Jefferson and the worst human of all, Odell Beckham Jr. This man, really? This is your hero? He dyed his hair pink. Need I say more? And boy, oh boy, is it starting to have an effect on our youth. Look at this video of a little boy at a baseball game. I mean, the arrogance, the showmanship, the audacity to take the spotlight and make this game about yourself. Step into the batter's box. We got a game to play. If I was the pitcher on the other team, I would have beamed a ball right at this kid's head. He's got to learn a lesson one way or another. And this kid isn't alone. Look at this graph that our team put together. Grittying is up astronomically. Hitting the whoa has increased at rapid rates. All of this is happening while sportsmanship is going down. Wake up, parents. We need to take control of our kids again. How do I recommend we stop this? First and foremost, we need to bring back spanking. How's your child gonna drop it low if it hurts too much to do so? But that alone won't be enough. We need to snuff out any of the players out there who are still participating in this type of behavior. Here's a list of things I recommend that the league needs to implement. As you can see, I want to severely up the punishment for any sort of dancing, showing off, or foolish behavior. Horseplay will be eliminated. Goofing off will not be tolerated. We would reward solemnness, stoicism, and a lack of personality. This is the only way to once again suck the fun out of football. Because if we don't, who knows what will happen next? We're only a few hip thrusts away from this league being thrust into total chaos. We'll have players dancing in the middle of plays. And who says it stops there? They might start showing their personality and sense of humor on social media, and then brands could potentially pay them and set them up with post-playing career opportunities in the media. And that's a world I refuse to live in, because that would mean they're coming after jobs like mine. Football is not a game. It's the 4 times a week I'm allowed to forget about my problems and scream whatever, however loud I want, and not have to face the reality that is my life. And you're trying to take that away from me by having fun? Anything that reminds me of how silly sports are makes me question why I've spent so much time and energy following it, and that makes me mad and angry. So today, I'm demanding a call to action. Anytime you see a player celebrating the right way, the way God intended, use the hashtag reasonable celebration. We will reward good sportsmanship and punish those who try to make this game about themselves. Together, we will put a stop to this, bring class back to sports, and remove the fun from football.